Oh, well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, it's nice to be out of the heat zone.
It's all of 67 degrees here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna top out about 63 in
Oh,
Marina.
I got
What
63
a,
there.
yeah, what a shame, huh?
All
Yesterday
right.
at 1:30 it was 90 degrees here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I guess we'll start with the KR6JE updates.
Okay. As of yesterday, we have updates as of yesterday. Okay, so first off, our local contact down there, Alan, um, has been down in LA and he arrives home tomorrow night because the idea was to get him to run up there and check it out. Um, it definitely is off the air. I checked with Sal DeFranco, who you guys may or may not know. He has a UHF repeater up there as part of his little Monterey area net. And he informed me that his repeater is off the air also. Okay. There is no power outage up there per PG&E. The two FM radio stations in there are on the air. So either their breakers did not trip or they are running on generator, which theoretically that's what we were plugged into. So why ours is out and their stuff is not, I do not know. Um, so I finally was able to make contact with the guys in the administration slash security office at Fort Hunter Liggett, and they are going to meet with Alan and I believe Caesar, or no, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, Dave is planning on going down and meeting them there. They are going to meet at the old Lockwood store at 8 a.m. Monday morning, and are going to go up and find out what's why it's off the air. I do not believe the repeater has died because I know of at least four of those repeaters, excuse me, five of those repeaters, and not one of them has ever failed. So why it is off the air is a good question. Um, I suspect that either somebody in there pulled a plug, or as they suggested, an quote unquote old breaker tripped and ran the UPS all the way down and it shut down. That is what I suspect they will find. If that is the case, when they get stuff repowered, will the UPS come back up? And seeing that it's been down for so long, will it have made any kind of damage to the batteries? I believe this new UPS has a protection circuit in it that before it can take the batteries down too far, it will shut them down.
Yeah.
So it will protect them. So in that respect, it should be okay. If the UPS, I told Alan, if they go up there and they find that the UPS is down and they get AC power working again, then pull out the UPS, take the AC power for the repeater, go back to where it used to be directly in the wall, and bring the UPS back with them so we can check it out. We can always go back down and put it back in, but
Yeah.
obviously it ran down this time and we're down. So they are going to take a look and see what's going on. I checked with the guys with Joseph's repeater system and Matthew's stuff at his vault, and everything is on the air at their vault. So there is something going on with the inside of the military vault, and we'll find out what they find out tomorrow morning. So theoretically, it should be back on the air by noon tomorrow or noon Monday.
Okay.
So that's unfortunately that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, it's very, very if a breaker tripped, I don't know where we have the repeater plugged in right now for power is supposed to be on a generator fed outlet for the local that low power FM radio station. If that has actually gone off, then why is the radio station still on the air?
Yeah.
If the
Mhm.
processing equipment all went down because it lost power. I don't know. So we'll see what they find out. They're supposed to call me when they get up there and see what they see. But at least the guy was nice enough that he said he would meet him and go up there at 8 o'clock on Monday. So that's as soon as he can get away and get up there.
Great.
So that is the report.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
More to learn.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now, by the way, you guys might be asking the question, why don't we move over and get into Matthew's new container up there? Okay. And Matthew has added a generator outside, propane generator and stuff and everything. He's got plenty of room in the container. It's air conditioned. It's all this stuff. And they suggested, oh, you ought to move over into our container. Well, the good side to doing that would be that there's 24/7 access to the vault because as a quote unquote user, we would get combination access into the thing. We're not in anywhere near the military compound, so we would not have to get an escort. We could go up anytime we wanted. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the power feed up there to his vault is from another side of the mountain than the rest of the stuff on the main top. So there's a little bit better power supply. It does not have the security stuff of the military with limited access. So that's another good thing. However, the bad things would be it would now start to cost money
Mhm.
because Matthew has already said he would want a certain amount of money per year for us to be in there. Number two, at this point in time, there is no tower at his site for antennas to go on. They have them mounted on some poles secured to the Connex box. And where his vault is located is on the southwest side of the peak, which means in order for us to put an antenna on there and look back towards Fremont Peak, we would be looking right over the dirt top of Williams Hill, right through the compound of the military stuff with all the fence, and also right through the tower. So as an advantage to getting over here, it would not be an advantage. It would probably somewhat shadow King City. And we would have to probably re-engineer the output and an antenna and stuff to keep everything working as it does now. So that is what the issue would be if we were to pick everything up out of the military vault and move it into Matthew's vault.
Yeah.
He would have to, in other words, get a tower up before I would think engineering wise, it would ever be a consideration.
Yeah.
So, that being said, that's where everything down there is at.
Yeah, that's good.
Pretty put.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Any questions or anything for Bob while he's on here? No? Okay. Um, okay, the next thing I have is let's see, it was Monday, March 2nd, last week. I got a text from Justin. Uh, he was asking about my availability to attend this workshop with him about our radios and everything. It was about radios, and he doesn't know anything about radios at this point. He's getting there little by little, but so
Who is Justin?
Justin is our essentially our sponsor with the Department of Emergency Management with the county.
Okay.
And um, so he's assigned to essentially oversee any of the volunteer organizations in the county, including CERT and everything else. Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
You said, is he with the Office of Emergency Management?
Well, yeah, it's not Office of Emergency Manage or Emergency Services anymore. They changed the name a
Yeah,
couple of years ago.
Emergency Management. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
department.
I didn't hear who you said. I was just curious.
Yeah, it's a full department, county department now. It used to be a division under the admin department,
Which is the
and
way Santa Cruz County is currently.
yeah,
Yes.
and so were able to break off and become their own county department, and so now they have to watch their budget and all that kind of stuff themselves. So, um, so I was able to clear up some things so I could attend that Wednesday, the 4th. And so on that, it was about, let's see, it's it's called ERCOP workshop, and that stands for Emergency Radio Communications Operations Plan. And just so you know, Tim, nobody from San Benito County was there. It was supposed to include San Benito, Santa Cruz, and Monterey County. And what this is a grant, a FEMA grant. It may be one of the last ones of our area for the Bay Area UASI, uh, as mentioned by one of the overseers from Bay Area UASI, because a lot of the funding's not coming trickling down from the feds. But anyway, this is designed to create a plan that would include neighborhood type of communications. And I guess their original funding was for purchasing GMRS, FRS radios that would interconnect the communities. So, and so they were looking at different groups that would be able to utilize that type of thing and all this stuff. So, and we went through. I'm gonna go through the slideshow that they presented, and so you can kind of see what things they're involved. And I think they have until May to complete this, and so they're in the information gathering portion of the grant right now. And
Hey,
so,
Gail,
yeah.
was anybody there from Santa Cruz County?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So I met, let's see. Well, I don't have his cards with me now, but I met the DEC with Santa Cruz County
Okay. Yeah, John.
And Roberta.
Yeah. Okay.
And so they were there. And so actually, they took me into their radio room. The meeting was actually at the Santa Cruz EOC.
Oh, okay.
And so they took me through their radio room and all the stuff they have. And they have one of the new, what is it? The shares
Right.
radios.
Codan.
So, yeah. And so he was talking about all their stuff. So that was nice to see. Um, so yeah, we went through and talked about how each county operates and with the volunteers and that kind of thing. And so I'm going to share my screen and go through this uh, slideshow here. And let me see. Okay. So this is this was the beginning. The white box was actually a QR code for like for myself. I was a guest, so I had to click on the QR code in order to sign up. So they had my contact information. But so it's this AdCom engineering that's doing the whole grant, this whole plan with the Bay Area UASI.
Hmm.
So this, let's see, there we go. So this is kind of the background here. So there's the pre-planning part, which that's kind of the phase we're in right now. And so they're looking at all the information, roles and responsibility. We had a good discussion in the meeting. And so they had a whiteboard and we were explaining how our county works. And then Santa Cruz talked about theirs. Santa Cruz County is mainly on all their CERT teams, and they use Firewise. They have Firewise groups around the county,
Mhm.
and they're all connected using MERS.
Yep.
And so, and the main reason is that they're low power, so they won't interfere with all the other groups that are right next door. And so that was the main reason for that. But and they've been practicing and taking care of that thing. So the next phase will be doing operations and response, uh, demobilization during the recovery. It's also going to utilize a training plan, and also they're going to design an exercise that'll help us uh, with the training. So then they're going to talk about, yeah, the fallback communications framework, GMRS, operational plan, the governance, community integration, training exercise, and foundation. So one of the things in our county, they were Justin mentioned, I think they had talked about a VOAD. There's several churches that are creating an emergency preparedness kind of thing. So they may incorporate them into this too. So this is not going to replace any existing infrastructure or anything. So it's just going to be an additional kind of tie into everything. So this plan is going to include the named roles for each organization, deployment plan, channel assignments, activation plan, training structure, and exercise framework. So for us, this is exactly what we needed to do with Justin and the DEM. And so this will help us make that more formalized, and so we'll have a better connection into DEM. It's a good opportunity for us. So so they're looking at all different deployment models and how we're going to distribute these radios, or if they're going to be caches or whatever. Since Santa Cruz County already has their MERS radios and everything, they were asking if they would be able to fund a repeater. And so they're going to look into that. They're mainly based in buying these GMRS, FRS radios, but we're yet to hear if they're going to be able to do that. And that's one reason I asked you, Bob, about what it would take to be able to add a repeater to our trailer. And so that's why I got that information.
Yeah, it would be easy.
Yeah, so I just need to find out a little bit more, get a little more information about the equipment, and then so I can provide that to if we get that okayed. So so this is kind of preparedness on which groups are involved and how things will intertie, which is kind of a good thing to do. So looking at underserved communities, language barriers. I think last time I heard in Marina, there was probably 80 different languages spoken in Marina after the census. Climate vulnerability and access gaps. So, which that could be a problem, because we did have, during one flood, we had Carmel Bridge go down. So, it's likely to happen at some point. So activation process, going through how we're going to be working and how we'll get notified, all that type of stuff. So how the GMRS radios are going to interface with the ham radio guys and all that stuff. So so that's one of the things, how we're going to work out how we think will be the best way to utilize this setup. So, and if we, myself, I already have, since I use a Part 90 radio, I already have GMRS set up in my mobiles, and so, and then also all the fire TAC channels. So for interoperability, which I've already used in some of the exercises I've participated in with the fire department. So so this is kind of it. So we're in the process, we discussed how different things work. And so, and then we have pretty much the standard FEMA demobilization type of thing. And so, and then doing after action reports, all that stuff. So, so they provided a document to us that of all the things that they're wanting to learn about, what we require for our teams and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to be setting up a schedule with Justin for next week to go over a lot of that stuff. I've got a lot of the information. Well, Justin was looking at it and he goes, he thought that there was nothing available. We may not be able to provide much, but actually I've got quite a bit that we could actually provide. So then, as far as training and exercise, we'll look at whatever level might be best for the time available with DEM, and so um, it'll be pretty nice. It's been quite a while since we've way before COVID, since we had a good full scale exercise to really practice with. So yeah, they'll come up with a draft and then review and all this stuff, and then produce the training material, and then do I guess they'll be trying to do an exercise during the end of this process, possibly. So, or whether they just hand us off a good scenario and then we would take it from there.
They didn't offer a date, Gail?
Not yet. It's still in the
Okay.
pre-planning phase. So,
I know that
so
there was
yeah,
supposed to be a drill in like a May 21st, I think it was, and they were talking about getting us involved in that at one point, but then they said ham radio wasn't being involved in it, and we got eventually, I don't know what happened with those negotiations. So
okay. Yeah, so I'll keep posted what we come up with, and then go from there. But yeah, it
So
was yes.
Gail, what from that meeting, what were the takeaways or what was the game plan exiting that meeting? What are they looking forward to, or what's the action plan?
Well, pretty much for us, it's going to be a great opportunity to kind of reconnect with the department, for one thing, and the next thing is to have a real process for activation, who's going to go where, uh, how we're going to interlink with other volunteers, all that kind of stuff. So it's a really good opportunity for that. Pat Moore tried to do a lot of that when he was there.
Yep.
And so there's some of that already done. And so I think a lot of the documents were pretty much into a draft form. And so we want to be able to tweak it to meet this program and also to finalize these documents.
Okay.
So that's that. So I'll keep everybody posted as we go along here, and see what we need and all that kind of stuff. So any questions or anything else from that? I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us. So, and then try to get, and then the other part of it is get Justin up to speed with how we use our radios and that type of thing. So he was already asking about band plan and how we communicate different frequencies and who has what, all this stuff. So I said, okay, I'll pull that all together and send it to you, and we can when we meet, I'll discuss it all with him. So that's all I have on that part. So I'll be filling you in a little bit more at the next meeting, or I'll keep you apprised over the groups.io as more information comes about. I think it was last meeting, Bill mentioned something about the ARES. There was a article in QST last month about uh, the ARES CERT connection type of thing. I finally was able to get that. I don't get the hard copies anymore, so I had to actually download the app. They have an app for that now for all the magazines. So I was finally able to read that article. That was pretty good article about let's see, the future proofing of ARES. So, and there's another one in this month's QST also. It's pretty good. So and that's one of the reasons why we recommend our members to go through the CERT basic training just to broaden your scope of skills, where we could actually be usable more than just radio during any kind of incident. So let's see, the other article in the April one that was about the Tulsa ARES WinLink net, how they developed their WinLink net and all that stuff. And that was a pretty good article too. But I believe, Liam, you're doing the WinLink Thursdays. Is that right? With mcomtraining.org. Is that right?
So I had regularly in the past. This year has been slow to go.
Okay.
And the last thing with WinLink with our group was to provide some pointers to get started, because you can start to learn WinLink without having a radio connection. You can actually use the telnet connection
Yeah.
just to get familiarity with the application. Once you have familiarity with the application, then the next step is, making a radio link, whether by packet, VARA FM, etc. And in the past, I've also experimented with low power HF connections, which is dodgy. So you do want to have a more powerful station for a solid WinLink HF connection.
Okay.
So I do intend to get back on board, but I just told someone else recently, I feel like I'm raking leaves in a hurricane.
Yeah.
And so once that settles down, I think I can probably get back into a more regular MCOM participation.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand that. I've been there before and actually still am. But yeah, I've been able to get I got my DigiRig all connected to my computer, got that all configured properly. And then I've added WinLink on my laptop and have been utilizing just the regular link through internet a little bit to just get familiar. But that's my next step, is connecting everything together to go through.
Yeah, you should be able to reach, let me see if you should be able to reach WA6LIE from your location without much trouble.
Yeah. And so that's my next plan, to try to do that here pretty soon. So make sure I get that set up. But yeah,
Liam did mention.
What was that?
Oh, what Liam did mention is they also they were WinLink Thursday. They went to WinLink Thursdays once a month, but now they're doing it back to every week. And then this month they threw the tsunami exercise in there on top of that. So I'm like Liam, I'm like going between Sea Otter Classic and this. Oh gosh, I haven't done it in weeks.
Well, there's also WinLink Wednesdays too.
Yeah, right.
What's WinLink Wednesdays? I haven't heard that one.
They're different geographies and organizations have different WinLink exercises, and
I just haven't heard the Wednesday one. Okay.
I think Ohio was one of the ones that did a Wednesday.
Ah, well.
And then Florida does Fridays.
And this Tulsa article in QST, they were doing Wednesdays also.
Ah.
they had started out doing annual trainings, but people weren't, remembering what they're doing. So then they did it monthly, and then they decided to do a weekly thing. So that really got their team up. It's a pretty good article about how they were able to get everybody up to par. They were targeting to try to get everybody at 95%. With the weekly sessions, they were able to get everybody up and running it to 100%.
That's
So
perfect. Yeah.
yeah, so
I will definitely look into that article. The other thing
yeah,
is we could try to start having an optional WinLink check-in for the Wednesday night nets as well.
yeah,
It'd be possible.
yes.
And I think try to encourage that.
Now, one idea I thought about having is like if we have if there's enough people interested, I could set up to have the training annex at CSUMB, and then we could just bring all of our gear there,
Mhm.
and then we can kind of walk everybody through setting up their equipment, and then have a nice little session there, trying to get everybody at least connected up and learning a little bit more about the whole process and everything. So
Great idea.
that's a thought that we could kind of lean towards that.
I need that.
Yeah. So yeah,
One,
we should
one
probably,
of the frustrations I've had is I've got two computers that I've used to do WindLink, but I use them for other things. And
yeah,
um, so I went up to the flea market this last week and bought a Microsoft Surface Laptop 4,
oh,
which is only a few years old, for $400. I'm going to dedicate it to WinLink
yeah,
so that it's always set up properly and I'm not using it for anything else that
yeah,
requires the
that's
sound
good.
card settings to change.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, you know,
And it's a small
I,
form
I
factor too that you
very
don't
small
have.
form factor. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And there was this vendor there that had 30 small form factor laptops with Windows 11 Pro on them, ready to go. Um, I mean, I was astounded. You know, last year I found one guy that had two laptops for sale. Um, somebody has got into the business. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, that's good. Okay. So that's all I have at this point. Any other questions or any ideas?
I have a similar Williams Hill story to tell you.
Okay.
I had net control on Wednesday, and usually when I'm doing net control, I go out into my garage and use my base station because it has more power than my handheld.
Yeah.
But I get out there and I have no power in the garage. Nothing is powered up. So, and I quickly investigated and couldn't find the cause. So I came back into the house. I brought the the script and the log sheet, all that stuff back into the house. Got the handheld and ran the net with my handheld.
Oh
Later
boy.
on, I found out the circuit breaker in the house had tripped,
Ah,
Why
yeah.
don't you check your
just like
see if
Williams Hill.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Jim, did you check make sure your dog didn't dug up another wire?
Yeah. Tim,
Yeah.
is that the latest Seattle shirt?
Last year's, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
I
haven't
was going
seen
to
this
ask
year's yet.
you, Tim, how are you doing on people? You have enough volunteers or are you still looking for more?
I've People wise, I'm doing fantastic. I've actually usually get about 25 to 30 volunteers. I'm right now at 38.
Oh,
So
good.
that is great. I just have a few issues with a few shifts that are under signed up and a few that are over signed up. So I got to load balance those eventually. But even if I didn't, I think I'll be okay. But I
Yeah.
do know there's a couple volunteers who've had some issues in the family that they may have to drop out later. So I'm purposely leaving those extras because I'm going to probably need them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. Sounds good.
Somebody mentioned putting a repeater in the trailer, and if you're talking about the trailer that's at my place,
Yes,
we need to have another work day. I
yes,
know Liam's been into it, and
yeah,
it's just so hard to get into.
yes, yeah,
Yes.
I'll bring a cutting torch.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what you need. Cutting torch, a lift, all kinds of.
Speaking of repeaters, I have a question. Does anybody know about the what let's see, hold on a second. Get that out of the way. The N6IJ repeater on 441.55.
I've
So,
heard people report that they can make contact with it. Personally, I tried it a couple days ago and it didn't work right, but
Okay,
other people are reporting it working fine.
my question is this: does anybody know where it is physically located?
oh yeah, it's in an outbuilding near the original transmitter building out on the perimeter of the property. So it's not very high.
Okay, so it is on the old Fort Ord property.
That is correct.
Okay.
And
Reason
it's
I am asking is because that is only 100 kilohertz away from our UHF repeater. And granted, that's 100 kilohertz, but it could potentially become an issue. So I just,
It's very low power right now.
it's also low level. They're planning to put it up on the 60-foot pole here in the next couple of weeks, but right
okay.
now it's at the level of the shack.
And what do you mean by low power? What power level are you talking about?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just keeping an eye out for FPRA hardware.
yeah. I'll go ahead and run a couple. I'll take a couple essays up and see what's going on close by.
Right. It would not be 100 kilohertz unless you've got like a nice little Chinese radio that has a wide open front end and has decent issues up the wazoo. It would not be necessarily an interference problem so much as it could potentially be a decence problem. If you at 100 kilohertz, if like for instance, if you're there on, in this case, since it's on Fort Ord, if you're there near it and you're trying to work our UHF repeater on Fremont Peak, um, you could if they were to go up in power level at all, you could conceivably start having some um, interference problems. It is potentially possible. So that's I just noticed anything that gets in that close range, you want to start looking at. Has anybody run it through NARC yet? Do you know?
I don't believe so. I'm not certain of that. This is the Alpha team that's working on this. And I have not heard a specific action with that regard. I don't know if they're just basically doing a test phase to see if they
Okay,
can keep it. And I would certainly be one of the ones that would notice that action quite quickly because I live quite close to the site. So,
right. It currently does not show up in the NARC database.
yeah.
So, and the only thing that they do not coordinate is they will not, if it is considered a portable repeater, they will not coordinate it. So,
Huh.
yeah, they do. NARC does not coordinate portable repeaters.
Okay.
Interesting.
And their definition of, by the way, of a portable repeater is one that's in a box that you can pick up and you can move somewhere, like you can take to an event. If you have a repeater in a blue cube sitting out on a mountaintop somewhere and you call it a portable repeater, that it does not fit their definition of a portable repeater. That is something that they would probably coordinate if it's going to stay at that location.
I'm
it
glad for that definition for sea otter, that's for sure.
yeah, it
Yeah.
unfortunately, NARC is they have very interesting ideas on what stuff is and what stuff is not. That's all I'll say about them.
Hey,
So
Tim, do you use are those two frequencies for sea otter, are they portable repeaters?
I mean, if you're talking about the frequency plan, the first two
Yeah, the
are
first
yeah,
two.
yeah. Well, really the first one because the second one is just the output. But yeah, it's a portable repeater we'll put up Wednesday of Sea Otter Week. And we only have one of those little pancake duplexers. That's why we had to go with such
Got it.
a wide offset on that one.
Yeah.
yeah, and there's no problem using them. It's just that NARC will not coordinate it,
Yeah.
which doesn't necessarily mean anything these days.
And I just wanted to say last night on the Net, I think Travis said he was doing that this morning. He was going to start putting that up on the 62-foot pole or something.
Where is that anyway?
At the Alpha Shack.
Yeah, Marina has the major intersection is California and Engine, and then basically the southeast corner is part of the old stables, actually, is how it's considered by the city of Marina, but it's broken into two parts informally, and the transmission building is the site of the original Army Communications Center.
Yeah, the Mars station.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it had several roles along the way, but yeah, Mars was the last well-known option.
Yeah.
Oh, when you say Fort Ord, our alarm would go out for Sea Otter. So, but that sounds like it might be too far north from most what we need. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So anything else? Okay. Then let's see. I'll see you then next month. And then as I find more information, I'll put it on the groups IO and then keep you posted. So till then, thank you for checking in and we'll keep on going here. Thank you.
All right, we'll let you guys know. I'll put something out on the MCARES email when I hear something on Monday.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll keep you informed.
Yeah, I have net control Wednesday, so I'll either have a regular crowd or a light crowd.
Okay,
Okay.
understand.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.